One of my favorite rooms, the main house's arcade. I'm going to take you on a little tour and we can look at each piece of equipment. Crazy Taxi and Star Wars are as easy as pushing the start button, no coins required, and you'll be able to select your specifications and play the games. If you notice any playing difficulty at all, please report it to us, even though we might not be able to make adjustments immediately during your stay. It's important that we're aware of them so that we can keep the games running perfectly for future guests. An example may be on Star Wars. Sometimes the joystick needs to be calibrated a bit. Please let us know if you experience that. Another point worth mentioning, in the unlikely event that you notice the power to Star Wars is not working, there's a plug that actually connects the seating and joystick area to the screen. It's right down here, and sometimes if kids pull on this, it may become disconnected down there, and it appears to not be turning on simply because it's unplugged where the screen connects to the base unit. When you want to turn these off, just like with so many of the other games at the Ever After Estate, you simply use the light switches. This light switch right here, labeled Game Machines, turns Crazy Taxi and Star Wars on and off together by cutting off power to them. The light switch that I looked at earlier on the opposite side simply controls the overhead lighting. The lightsabers are available for guest use. We don't necessarily always maintain them or keep up with the batteries, but we do ask that they only be used for nostalgic light play purposes. They are collector's items and they're not really designed to be bashed and smashed that much. The air hockey table, simply plug in right over there, and then you would go ahead and press the red start button on this side. After pressing the start button, the air hockey game will go through an approximately 3-second cycle and then begin vibrating. There's a green puck that should always be kept on the table or inside one of the air hockey puck slots. And then once you have it, you're ready to play. And I take on challengers, so if I'm in town while you stay and you think you're good at air hockey, please invite me over for a challenge. The game is set up so that 7 points will win and then turn off the game and reset for the next person. Or there's also a timer, but I'm not quite sure for how long, where if you had a really lengthy non-scoring game, it would eventually shut off, and then the winner would be whoever had the higher score at that point. On rare occasions, you might notice that the puck goes in and one side doesn't seem to register the score. If that happens and you want fair play, just go ahead and pull it out and stick it back in, just to make sure that it registers the point so that nobody gets an easy free win. This machine here plays about 60 games or so from the 1980s. Classic games like Donkey Kong, Burger Time, Frogger, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Time Pilot, a personal favorite of mine. It's controlled by the light switch right over there labeled Game Machine. On rare occasion, you may notice that the screen goes black and the game does not appear to be operating. We found that when that happens, we simply just need to turn the power off at the light switch for about 20 to 30 seconds, turn it back on, and then the game should reboot and operate normally. Here again, no coins are required. You simply press 1 player or 2 player, and then you go ahead and select your game from the menu with the joystick, and then you press 1 player or 2 player again to go ahead and activate the game you've chosen. When you want to open up the drapes and go out and play ping pong, foosball, or just enjoy the porch, go ahead and use the rope cord here, slowly pulling them down until they open. It's important that kids don't actually pull on the drapes because they're Velcro and they tear off pretty easily. And just in case you were wondering the story behind the drapes, this is Miss Pac-Man as a Hollywood actress being stalked by the monsters who are paparazzi while Darth Vader's overseeing construction of the Death Star and were being invaded by aliens from the movie Independence Day. Lights. Inside this closet, which houses all of our movies and DVDs from the kid and family section, as well as television shows in their seasonal entitles, there are light switches on this wall back here. These switches control most of the cool lights inside the arcade. The poster lights, the track lights above the Hollywood mural painted on the drapes, and the backlights, sconces as well. So you'll be able to darken or brighten up the room from this closet. If you have any questions at all about the arcade, just let me, Felicia, or any of the other Ever After Estate staff know. Thanks.